Yeah,
don't worry, you look sexy, Andy. You look sexy.
Thank you very much for joining us for one more round, and welcome back to another episode of Film Club. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Harrison. To my right, as always, Andy Donaldson. Supposedly say hello to nice people. Every single week in Film Club, we invite you guys along at home to watch a film with us.
What episode are we on?
Episode 25, I think this one will be.
Yeah.
This week, we have been watching...
Holy shit, this is our 25th episode, quarter of a century.
I thought you were going to like call back to the first episode and leave me hanging.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it.
We have been watching Fast and the Furious. What an interesting pick for episode 25. Because, yeah, we watched Bullet last week and we wanted to kind of see how Fast and Furious took some influence from Bullet and whether or not it had, really, because, you know, it's got some similar environment going on. It's got a similar sort of thematic through line, I guess.
You're a thematic through line.
So give us the quick 30-second rundown of the Fast and the Furious.
Well, you have a guy who's wanting to get in on the cool gang that race them all, because there's all these cool races, and you find out that he's actually trying to get in with them because he looks all naive, but he's actually an undercover policeman, and it's him. Then he decides, oh, actually, these guys are quite cool. I like the whole family I've got with them. And then he kind of like still is a policeman, then helps them, and it's all about betrayal and stuff like that, and street racing and kind of Yakuza.
It's all about family. But like that's the ongoing gag with the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because you look at the later films, not that I haven't really watched them. It's all about, you know, there's all these things, speeches, family, and stuff like that. I was surprised when you said let's do Fast and Furious, because the Fast and the Furious, should I say, because Fast and Furious is number 4.
Yep.
Anyway, the point is...
Which is the most, it's just, in terms of naming of films, line them all up, and it's the most confusing name structure ever.
Yeah, because Too Fast, Too Furious is not... No, Fast and Furious is the second one. Too Fast, Too Furious is the fourth one.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I thought that'd be
It's a fucking mess.
Too Fast, Too Furious is 2 + 2 = 4, so that's why it's a fourth film.
Illuminati confirmed. So I wanted to do this. I didn't necessarily want to do it.
He's put the pyramid symbol there.
I was curious to do this because Fast and the Furious 7 is coming out like a week or so after this releases, and I wanted to like.
Oh really?
This has got like 6 sequels.
No, not 7. It should be 8.
Is it 8?
Because I think
7 sequels.
No, well, yeah. But this is one of the biggest franchises.
People love this. This has been going on. It's like a joke that went on too long.
Yeah, but then he came back. He did come back because apparently the last one was supposed to be superb. Not the one due to come out.
That was part of the reason I wanted to watch it, because I could seen it when I was younger, and like I wanted to revisit this and be like, is this a good film? Is this something I missed? Because I didn't like the Fast and Furious, like particularly first time round. Like when I was a kid, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But like I don't enjoy the sequels. I haven't gone back to the franchise. So I wanted to see like, was there something here that I kind of missed? And this was a great opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad he did it. This is the kind of film I remember being in school in year 10, year 11 with my, sorry guys, but ever so slightly chavvy mates, and like sitting down, and, you know, I was the cool nerd, part of the crew. I was actually called the cool nerd, bless me.
Was that your actual nickname?
Steve used to refer me to, you're the nerd, but you're a cool nerd, mate. And I was just like, I'll take that. I'm part of the crew.
So changing your lower third.
I don't care. I'm the cool nerd. So we used to sit down and watch films like The Fast and the Furious. 8 Mile, which is 8 Mile's class. But, you know, The Fast and the Furious, all these kind of, when we wanted to be little gangsters, these kind of films like that. Because it's got a very gangster element to this film. And I was just like, why does Andy want to watch The Fast and the Furious besides the fact that he wants to do it after Bullet? And it's because it's such a you know, we go on about critically acclaimed films, but we also go about films that I loved. Films that are huge. People out there like, this makes shitloads of money, absolutely shitloads of money at the box office, doesn't it? It'll always make the money it puts into the film.
Yep.
And why does it do it? So, why does it do it?
Who the fuck knows?
I genuinely think, I think one thing they got right with this film is the casting. Vin Diesel.
I will agree with you on 2 parts.
Go on.
That is Paul Walker
and Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Their chemistry is fucking awesome.
They work.
They really do.
Everyone else can get fucked.
But granted, they aren't in this film that much, right? There's one. See, I like her in other films. Like I liked her in Avatar, but is it Michelle Rodriguez?
Yep.
I could do it in this film.
My God.
I could do it in this film. But let's not stray away from the point. The casting of those, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, and for them to carry this series as it goes through. I'm not dissing the other cast. They may have grown into their own roles as such. But fucking hell, the chemistry between them two was superb. Yeah. I loved it. Like that great scene where Paul Walker, he's looking at Vin Diesel because one of the guys, he's been shotgun ruined to him, and he's in the desert. And he's like, "This is a police officer thing," and he's like looking at him like that before because he knows he's going to say something. What's he called? Dominic's looking down at his mate, and he's like, "I'm Paul Walker," and are you enjoying that? I'm Paul Walker.
It's very warm, actually.
You call a thing. Then they lock eyes, and I always have warm hands. And it's when they leave off. There was stuff like that you could. Excuse me. You were like drawn in it to some extent. You were like, "Oh shit! You can't do that, Brian." I thought that was great. I really thought that was great. Don't piss me off. Well, actually, we're not going to the casting. Well, the rest of them were a bit like, The guy, the Asian, the baddie, the antagonist, he is in Die Another Day. He is Zhao.
Oh, yeah.
Before he gets recreated as a British guy called Gustus Greaves. James Bond knowledge. So, yeah, I don't know. The rest of the cast, like, they might have grown into it in the future, but
the rest of the cast represents what's supposed to be the family that means so much in the Fast and Furious franchise, the family that he chooses over like who's very nice police detective.
One was really nice. His captain's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, no, that's the FBI captain, isn't it?
Oh, is that right?
And then the police captain is lovely.
Yeah.
This family that he's supposed to choose over his career, over the life he has, like outside of them in this one case, walk on screen and have a collective face that you want to punch. None of them are likable, outside of one of them. I can't remember the guys. They keep calling him Einstein.
Oh, him.
Jesse.
Chad Lindbergh.
Every so often, they're throwing like the odd thing, like where Jesse goes. "Oh, I've got ADD, but like cars soothe me." And Paul Walker looks at him like,
"Man, you should be in MIT."
And he's like,
"But do you reckon?"
"I feel our familiar connection now. I'm starting to consider you true family." It's like, fuck off. This film can go fuck itself. The whole. Why did I do this to myself? Like, I was the one that said, "Hey, let's watch Fast and the Furious," and this was 2 hours of people going, "Look how unlikable I am. Look at a situation in which I'm so unlikable." But feel for me.
This isn't Alien 2.
You'll get a bigger rant when we get to Aliens.
Yeah, sorry, that's the one. It can't. I don't think this film's worth slating at all. Like in that respect, I think there's some great things to take from this film.
Go on.
Well, look at.
I'm curious.
There's this race scene where Paul Walker bets his car in it, his green car, and I hated it at the start. Right. I hated to use this as an example of what I hated at the start about the. Oh my God, the overused special effects. Like you go in the car, then it comes in the sand, it goes out. You got the NOS that goes through the car.
Yeah, where it goes into the engine and comes out, and then like. The car kind
especially
of like...
after watching Bullet.
Does the car... It pulls slightly rubbery for a second, and like the world around him goes into like...
And they go on the seats like that, and it's like... But there are some scenes where the car, practical effects is used. Stuntmen are used.
Yep, love that stuff.
Exactly.
And that's the stuff they took from Bullet.
Exactly.
And like even like the chase at the end, and I'm skipping forward here, but the chase at the end with the bikes and those two in their souped up cars. All that is very reminiscent of Bullet. Like they're coming over a hill and like they're jumping over the hill.
Yes.
The difference though is that they jump over the hill and like land and on they go.
And the car's absolutely fine.
And the car's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
There's even a bit where like the guy's leaning back on his bike.
Oh, with the Uzi.
With the Uzi. He's going crazy with the fucking Uzi.
And he has no bullets in his car.
The car apparently has protagonist powers because it doesn't get a single bullet hole in it.
But did you see how he shot that Uzi? Right, I can't see it. like, no, literally, if you look at it, he went, like, imagine the camera's the car, he literally goes, do, like, it's like, mate, shoot forward, so just take one at a time.
Not a single bullet hole in that. And yet, look at Bullet, where, like, they're coming around, like, sharp turns, they're scraping up against, like, the barriers, and a hubcap comes off.
A hubcap, that's the one. And he hit into cars, and he got the dead down the side.
That was such a lovely example of realism. This was ridiculousness. This was
I got this flashy
at
card,
the time, this was ridiculousness turned up to like 10. Since then, the franchise has gone on to think it would be cool to turn ridiculousness up to like 15, because that's what people apparently wanted. Because that is the only thing this film offers outside of assholes. A group of assholes doing asshole things against other assholes.
I slightly disagree. I think, like, you're slating it a bit. I don't know. It's like, you have some assholes, you have some likeable people. I mean, Mia, his Dominic's sister, she's not an asshole.
She's the one who, as soon as anything slightly out of place happens, she just shouts at them. She just comes out of nowhere shouting at them. Not approaching them and being like, oh, calm down or anything. She just like, God's sake, calm down, guys. Comes walking in and shouts at them.
This is the guy that anything goes wrong, you'll just sit there and laugh at you.
This is the girl who thinks because the guy who is into her comes in trying to make popcorn and like says one little dodgy line to our protagonist, so she thinks it's okay to go up to him and go, oh, what's that place you want to take me to? Oh yeah, lovely place, yeah. What's its name? Yeah, that. Hey, you can take me there. What a bitch!
Vince.
I get that he was the asshole in this, but by the end we're supposed to like that asshole.
Do you know what made me laugh about the acting, the characters? You can't say the acting, more so the characters. God, the amount of swagger.
Yeah.
No, I think that, yes, you have arseholes, but you're supposed to like them. You have the thing of family. I think this paved the way for future franchise, that for this to go so down as... I always remember when we were playing Pokemon, and the original 151, including Mew, there was always a Pokemon called Farfetch, and I remember in the comic, and there was this Pokemon called Farfetch, and I was like, Farfetch? Where the hell did they get Farfetch from? I know he had some weird names out there, but there was this one with a fucking leak. It was this bird called Farfetched. And it's like, what? Anyway, I found out what the word Farfetched means, and I learnt it one day. This is the physical manifestation, or the visual manifestation of Farfetched. This series is the visual manifestation of Farfetched.
Of the word far-fetched.
Of just being far-fetched.
My God, I was fucking loving that, because I had no idea where you were going with it.
No, massively. Because I always associate the word far-fetched with this bird with a leak, right? But now I might have to do it with Fast and the Furious, with a bird and a leak on top, sort of thing.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
So yeah, it's just it's a word association, innit? So if we ever play that, what's drinking all this? Far-fetched, leak. What?
The irony here is that I think this franchise, and I haven't checked obviously how these timelines match up. This franchise felt like it spawned a great set of video games in the Need for Speed franchise.
I was going to say, did Need for Speed, was it influenced by this? Because if it was, yes, thank you.
If my memory serves, and I'm sure people can correct me if this is wrong, Need for Speed was a franchise,
but the underground.
But then the underground came
fucking awesome
after Fast and the Furious.
You remember playing that game? He always used to fucking beat me. You had the game though. You had the game, and I didn't.
That was a great
advantage.
game.
It was,
and it feels
Nissan Skyline.
It feels like this is today
and a Mazda.
What people would look at and say, hey, it's a video game movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could think that. However, how they've brought this round and how they've developed those characters. They've developed that cast into it. I haven't seen much, but from what I've heard and what I've read, these are really likeable characters. And this isn't just from people who love the franchise because they're invested.
But I think it's unfair to bring in the rest of the franchise to justify this film on its own.
But couldn't you say this paves the way for the future? Because people love the over-the-board effects and the far-fetchedness and all this. What else did that? Apart from Michael Bay. What else did that kind of overboard, like this, and that, and the other?
But that's not good Hollywood. That's the problem Hollywood is in right now, is that people are just pushing the boundaries in terms of what we can do to be bigger spectacle.
But who are we to deny others what they might want?
The goddamn law. The goddamn law on cinema.
No, but like, if people want over-the-top effects, shouldn't we allow them to have it? Shouldn't we say, like...
People can have it. That doesn't mean this makes it a good film. And if we're discussing whether or not this is a good film, this is a ridiculous... This is, like I said at the beginning, a joke that went on too long, that people like this.
But look how it came back. The last one, I've seen scenes on YouTube. I mean, everyone knows about Paul Walker. You know, he passed away, unfortunately. You know, like, what was amazing is Vin Diesel's, like, little thing to him. He was like, look, he was a brother on set, brother in real life, and the send-off they had for the film, I've seen it. And shit, man, that was well done. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
But that's what I mean. Yes, you can't go on about the future films if you think this film by itself, which, by the way, it by itself, I have a huge issue because I'll go in a second. But if you look at the whole series and how it spawned this amazing, like, tearful kind of way, I mean, I haven't watched the series and I was like, you know, fucking hell, it's quite moving, actually. But imagine these people who are invested in it. That payoff. Imagine that. I mean, I know they've got others, but imagine that payoff there. I mean, for fuck's sake, I think it's the
No, but that's, I mean, that's bringing the franchise to justify this film. And, like, yeah, people who stick with anything eventually get a great payoff. In this regard, yeah, it's terrible Paul Walker passed away. And, like, it's great that cast and that crew have such an awesome relationship. And you can see it. You can see in the way, like, they all felt and they all talked about the way Paul Walker's death, like, affected them and the way they're taking the franchise forward, like, partly for him to you know, like, to kind of honor his memory. Does not make this a good film.
I had a really big issue with the plot.
Go on.
So, I mean, you know, you got plots kind of film like this anyway. You know, all this happens and he's a policeman, then he's like kind of one between the other family this. That end scene, right? So the two, the guy and his cousin, excuse me, the guy's on the motorbike, the guy and his cousin. Yeah. One, what happens? One is on his motorbike and he falls over. Vin Diesel looks over the edge.
Knocks him off and he goes over and like checks that he's still alive.
Like that. Vin Diesel goes, Paul Walker, does he shoot a guy or does he knock him off the bike?
Yeah, he like hard turns his car and then like takes like one or two shots and then like takes him off, he slides and he's dead.
Right. What happens to them? What happens to the police investigation when Vin Diesel goes away, and this is just for the solo film, this might not be expecting a second one. What the hell happens to Paul Walker because he's just let the guy go away in his car? How the hell are the police not saying, oh yeah, there's a race over there and all this? That's a souped up car, why don't we go after it? Like, there's all these kind of plot holes in the film. It's left with so many untied endings. Loose endings, sorry is the word, the phrase. And I was just like, I watched it and I was like, like, what? I wish they could... I never want them to recreate this film for the fact that you have the Vin Diesel, Paul Walker element to it and you can't have that anymore. So I'd never want that. But if you could, I would love to see this film again, stripped a bit back in terms of visual effects, more gritty, more stuff like that. You know, like the scenes that they had influenced by Bullet, that would have been great. Yes, use this kind of like, we're going to use races and stuff like that. You know, you use that kind of element, the whole family element. Just do it better. Tie up your loose ends and all this. Because I think it might have been a really good film. Like, they kind of fell into this kind of weird kind of niche with the whole like souped up NOS racing that did lead stuff like Need to Be Underground. And if they had done that properly...
Can we talk about NOS for a second? The magic I win button. I shit you not, there are moments in this film...
Why does only two of them have it?
Where people who have NOS win.
Like,
that's it. It's because you have NOS, you win.
Proper cheat.
Magic, cheating. And then there's other magic protagonist powers. Like the fact that Vin Diesel's character is just fast. In that first race, he just pulls ahead.
He's got a souped up car,
and they all go,
he's the boss.
Damn, that guy's fast. No shit, but for no good reason. And then Paul Walker pulls out the NOS basically to just like get ahead of him.
I don't know.
Fuck this.
I like to see how he's got potential down the line, but there was bad factors. Let's go about the main thing in this film. How the fuck's it made money?
It made money because
please try and be respectful to its crowd.
It manages to be what a certain crowd would see as being cool, attractive, sell an interesting lifestyle.
Young teenage gangsters like me.
And also peppers in enough sex appeal to hit that target audience.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it does over the top action, which is what people enjoy.
Do they enjoy it nowadays?
People, I think, are getting turned off by the fact that over the top action is so reliant on digital effects.
Yeah.
Rather than like the great thing about this is like the good stuff. So you are totally sold on that final action. Oh, it's not maybe the final action, the penultimate action sequence, which is where what's his name's attached to the lorry.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And like
yeah,
there's the cars that are like sliding
really
underneath
good.
the lorry and
Really
stuff. And then he's got like the guy keeps trying to
no
shoot
loss,
him with
there's no
shooting with
bullshit.
a shotgun. And Paul Walker's got like jump across, and you do sit there kind of going like, how did they film this? This is really interesting. Great sort of practical effect.
Yes.
But like that is relatively small scale to what they're doing now. It doesn't include like a tank. No one has to like jump off a bridge. There's nothing like falling out of the sky.
Tank in the trailer, I was just like, you know what?
So
fuck this franchise.
Yeah, like this is that is a great example of where they started, what people liked, and then
Blew out of proportion.
Yep.
Yeah.
All blew out of proportion. The joke went too long.
So that's the Fast and the Furious for
So,
you with a
trivia-
very angry.
Trivia time for you. Film shit.
It could have been better.
This is why I've been angry all day.
Is it?
Because I had to watch this film.
You fucking suggested it, you bastard. So that's us for the Fast and the Furious.
You can let us know in the comments below what you thought.
We're going to get shitloads of hate mail now.
Or you can hit us up on Twitter as well. You can join us next week where we'll be watching
LA Confidential.
LA Confidential.
You didn't know what it was then,
I had
did you?
no idea. The little point was me
Confidential.
going, I have no idea, help me out.
No, it's. I'm looking forward to this.
It should be good. I am actually.
So
This is definitely going to be a pick me up, I think, after the Fast and the Furious.
yeah, so who wants to see him rant on again? No.
So thank you very much, guys. We'll see you all next week.
We're going to get fucking loads of hate mail.